In this video, you're going to see how to make a name tag. This will be your assignment in TinkerCAD. But once you're in TinkerCAD and you're on your dashboard, again, you may not have as much stuff on here as me. Eventually, we will get there. But you're going to click on Create New Design. Okay, so this is where you're going to go and you're going to create something completely from scratch. This first assignment, it's just going to be a name tag that I'm going to laser out here in the classroom for you to come pick up, all right? So what you're going to do is, the first thing, change the name of your name tag, okay? You want it to be your name dash name tag. It'll make it a lot easier for me to find. Helps if I can spell. Make it a lot easier for me to find once you get it turned in. Make sure that, very important, you have your name and then the word name tag. Because if you just put name tag, I'm going to get 30 name tags turned in at once. I don't know who they belong to. Okay. After that, you're just going to use your basic shape for this one. It's just going to be a cylinder. Makes it pretty easy. Drag that cylinder out here. Okay. In TinkerCAD, I give you the dimensions for it. So you have X, Y, and Z. Okay, so X is your side to side, so left to right dimension. Y is your front to back dimension, and then Z would be your up and down dimension. Okay, so for this assignment, you want it to be 40 by 40 by 2. Okay, so 40 for X, 40 for Y. And you can do what I just did just by clicking on the white dot and then click on the number and type it in. Okay, and then you want to go to 2 for the Z dimension. So it's going to make it nice and flat. What you're going to do here, because if you zoom in on this, you can see how it has these sharp points on it. We don't want those sharp points. We want to make it nice and smooth. So if you go over into your inspector window, you have your sides slider here. If you take it all the way down, it takes away the number of slides, makes it more angular. If you take it all the way up to 64, it makes it really nice and smooth, and it's going to come out really clean on the laser, which is really, really cool. Okay. Now what you're going to do from here, I guess I should probably say this. You can change it to whatever color you want. It does not matter to me. I don't care about the color of your projects. Okay? All right. Now what you're going to do is you have a couple options here. You can either go down to text and numbers, and you can grab each individual letter if that's something that you want to do. If not, you can grab text, bring that out, resize it down to where it will fit, and then you have a couple different fonts that you can choose from. Okay, and then you can type into it if you want to, but none of these fonts are really all that fun, so we're going to get rid of that. I'm going to show you where the good fonts are. Okay, so if you go down to the shape generators all, I believe it is on page 2, you have script. Okay, you can star this and it will save it in your favorites just by clicking up on the upper right hand corner of it, and it'll leave a little star, make it easier for you to find the next time because it'll save it down in your favorites. Okay, but I like this one because you have a ton of different fonts that you can use with it, and they're a lot better than the other fonts. Okay, so you have calligraphy, you have script, you have cursive, you have stencil. The one font that I do not want you to use just because these are too small and it doesn't come out very well is this Rosewood font. It is really, really cool, but we're not going to use it for this project. You'll have another chance to use it later in the future, okay? So if you use Rosewood, I'm not going to laser cut it, okay? Because it's not going to turn out the way that you want. So I'm going to use this this kind of funky 1980s tech font just because I can. Need to resize. So to scale it all at once, hold Shift, click on a corner, and it will scale it all together instead of scaling it and smushing it and stuff like that. Okay. So once you get that and it fits, you don't need to worry about centering it. You just want to make sure it fits. Okay. Turn it into a hole and make it really, really tall. Okay. Because what we're going to do is from here, you're going to click on that little black arrow and drag that down to where now it is sticking out of the bottom. Okay. Because that'll make sure that it goes all the way through it. All right. If you do want it centered, a really easy way, instead of sitting there and moving it around and hoping that you get it centered, okay, a really easy way of doing it, select all of it and use this align tool. Okay. What this align tool does, you can see how it came up with all these black dots. If I click the center black dot on the x-axis, it shifts everything to where it is now centered on this line. If I do the same thing on the y-axis, it shifts it to where it's now centered here. So it is centered on the x and the y-axis, which is what I would like on mine. You don't have to have it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that it's all selected, and then we're going to group it together. Once it groups, you'll notice that that name is now punched into the name tag, which is pretty cool. And then I'm going to go up here, basic shapes, just because I want to be able to put this on my keys. I'm going to take another cylinder here. I'm going to resize it. Let's go 6 by 6. Put it up here. Drop it down so it sticks out of the bottom. And just because I'm very particular, I'm going to make sure that that's centered, and then I'm going to group it. So it's going to punch that hole in there like that. Okay? Because then I can put it on my keychain. All right. So once I have that done, I'm done with my name tag. Pretty simple, right? So again, just as a recap, you're going to change your name first. Then you're going to use a cylinder, make it the right dimensions. That's at 40 by 40 by 2. Change the number of sides on it to 64 so it's nice and smooth. Use whatever font you want to use. Turn the font into a hole. Resize it. And then an option is that you put another hole into it. That way you can use it as a keychain if you want to. Okay. And then from here, you're going to export. And like I said, we're going to laser cut this out of a little piece of wood. You're going to click SVG. Once that's done, it'll say preparing model for export, and then it will export it, download it. I'm doing this on a PC, so it may look a little bit different on your Chromebook, but then you'll just go into Google Classroom, attach the file, and turn it in. Okay? That is all I have for you today. Good luck.